how are you doing? I hope you guys are doing great. So today we're gonna look at the documentary about the history of the Cushitic people. Let's get into it without wasting time. I haven't watched it. This is my first time watching it with you guys, so let's get into it.
Who are the Cushitic people? History of the Cushitic people. Hello, Displorers. Welcome to another interesting video presented to you by The Explorer. In this video, we shall look at the history of the Cushitic people. The Cushitic people, or Kushite, are a group of people who are primarily indigenous to Northeast Africa, along the Nile Valley and Horn of Africa, who speak or have historically spoken Cushitic languages of the Afro-Asiatic language family. Peoples of substantial
Okay, guys, for those of you who don't know, on my TikTok, like I started doing, I started comparing different languages like Somali and Oromo, and I did also Saho, like looking for similarities. So I'm coming with more of that kind of video, especially on TikTok. But I'm also thinking to do another one like on YouTube as well. But for YouTube, I want it to be like broad, like expanded, not TikTok is 1 minute or 60 minutes, so 5 or 10 words enough is enough. But for YouTube, I want to do like, take my time, explain and everything. So I'm working on that. I'm gonna be releasing the video very soon. So stay tuned. Don't forget. But I don't know why I love history. It's just amazing. It brings people together. So.
Cushitic ancestry and native speakers of Cushitic languages are primarily found in the Horn of Africa, in countries such as Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Somalia, as well as the Nile Valley like Sudan and Egypt, and parts of the African Great Lakes region with Tanzania and Kenya. Some examples of ethnic groups who strictly speak Cushitic languages and have not undergone a language shift are the Oromo, Somali, Beja, Agao, Afar, Saho, and
I never heard of Beja. You see, I'm learning something now. I never knew Saho people. Like, I recently learned about them. I recently learned that they are Kushitic. So it's amazing. Reading, watching, you learn a lot. So I'm learning different languages. So it's amazing, by the way, guys.
Dama. In this video, we shall dissect through their origin and how their nomadic lifestyle led to the spread of this unique group across several parts of the continent. But first, if you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. History. The exact ethnogenesis of Cushitic peoples is still being researched. However, many Cushitic populations can be paternally traced back to having ethnic origins in the Nile Valley and the Red Sea region of the Horn of Africa. Archaeological evidence and linguistic evidence gathered from toponyms and ancient Egyptian records suggest that earliest evidence of Cushitic speech is not found where the language family is most predominant today, but in the region of Sudan. Other linguists consider the Horn of Africa to be the original homeland of the Proto-Afro-Asiatic language, as it is considered the region the Afro-Asiatic language family displays the greatest diversity, a sign often viewed to represent a geographic origin. Cushitic populations most likely formed and started migrating out of the Nile Valley in prehistory. Las Gil, ancient cave paintings in northern Somalia, attest to the first signs of a population believed to be ancestral to the Afro-Asiatic speakers in the Horn of Africa. In an excellent state of preservation, the rock art depicts wild animals and decorated cattle like cows and bulls. They also feature herders, possibly pastoral nomads who are the creators of the paintings. By the 5th millennium BC, the people
I love how like the old generation like normally they paint, about their like nowadays we can record videos, you can write books and stuff. A long time ago they didn't have all those resources. So they maximize whatever they had like, carving and stuff, and that helped us to learn the history about, our forefathers, which is amazing, by the way.
Who inhabited prehistoric Sudan participated in the Neolithic Revolution, the domestication of animals usually numbered among the Neolithic package, brought on by the advent of agriculture. Nubian rock reliefs depict scenes that seem to be suggestive of the same cattle cult, typical of those seen throughout parts of Northeast Africa and the Nile Valley. By the 5th millennium BC, Proto-Kushites who inhabited what is now Sudan likely participated in the Neolithic Revolution, which allowed for the domestication of animals by sedentary groups who were previously cultivators. Donkeys were probably first domesticated by pastoral people in Nubia, the ancestors of the modern-day donkey being the Nubian and Somali subspecies of African wild ass. Puntland and the Somaliland regions of Somalia is home to numerous such archaeological sites and megalithic structures, with similar rock art found at Hat, Gudmo Biokas, Dambalin, Dagamarudi, and numerous other sites. However, many of these old structures have yet to be properly explored, a process which would help shed further light on local history and facilitate their preservation for posterity. The Cushitic people are primarily found in East Africa, the Horn of Africa, Sudan, and South Africa, and they all received this population from their nomadic lifestyle, as we will discover. East Africa. Archaeological and linguistic evidence suggests that Cushitic speakers dominated significant areas of East Africa before the Bantu expansion in 1000 BC to 1 AD. Evidence indicates two ancestral groups, which are Mediterranean Caucasoid and the Negroid or the early Nilotic groups. This population is thought to have been responsible for the stone monoliths, walled enclosures, irrigation systems, and other related prehistoric cultural remains found in East Africa. According to archaeological dating of associated artifacts and skeletal material, the Kushites first settled in the lowlands of Kenya, a phase referred to as the lowland savanna pastoral Neolithic. These herding communities subsequently spread to the highlands of Kenya and Tanzania, which is consequently known as the highland savanna pastoral Neolithic phase. The southernmost groups of savanna pastoral Neolithic herders
I never heard of that, so I'm learning something new. This is amazing.
may have been responsible for the eventual spread of pastoralism to southern Africa, as genetic data shows a link between a savanna pastoral Neolithic individual from Luxmanda, Tanzania, and ancient herders in the Western Cape, South Africa. The Horn of Africa. According to linguists, the Horn of Africa could possibly be the original homeland of the Proto-Afroasiatic language, as it is considered the region the Afroasiatic language family displays the greatest diversity, a sign often viewed to represent a geographic origin. The land of Punt was an ancient kingdom and trading partner of Egypt, known for producing and exporting gold, aromatic resins, black wood, ebony, ivory, and wild animals. The exact location of Punt is still debated by historians, but most scholars today believe Punt was situated to the southeast of Egypt, most likely in the coastal region of modern Djibouti, Somalia, northeast Ethiopia, Eritrea, and the Red Sea littoral of Sudan. It is also possible that the territory covered both the Horn of Africa and southern Arabia. At some point after the fall of Punt, or possibly running concurrently, begins evidence of a Semitic-speaking presence in Eritrea and northern Ethiopia as early as 2000 BC. In the classical era, the Macrobians, who were a legendary people and kingdom positioned in the Horn of Africa, were mentioned by Herodotus. They were reputed for their longevity and wealth, and were said to be the tallest and handsomest of all men. The Macrobians were a regional power that were known from west to east and were highly advanced in architecture, and extremely known for their wealth noted for gold, which was so plentiful that the Macrobians shackled their prisoners in golden chains. After the
How comes I never heard of all this? I'm sorry guys, the reason why I'm not posting is because this is something new for me. I don't even know the origin of Kushites. So hearing this is just, I don't know, something totally 100% new for me. I think I will have to rewatch again and maybe Google and read about it. Honestly, this is my first. Let me know if it's also your first time hearing this, you know, or maybe I'm on a different planet. But let me know, guys.
introduction of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, the respective histories of the Cushitic populations diverged, forming various city-states, empires, and sultanates. Sudan. Nubia or Tasseti was an ancient kingdom in northeastern Africa, extending approximately from the Nile Valley eastward to the shores of the Red Sea, including Egypt, southward to near Khartoum in now Sudan, and westward to the Libyan desert. Linguistic evidence indicates that in antiquity, people speaking Cushitic languages inhabited Lower Nubia, a region between the present-day southern Egypt and northernmost Sudan, and that people speaking Nilo-Saharan languages of the Eastern Sudanic branch inhabited Upper Nubia to the south, before the spread of Eastern Sudanic languages further north into Lower Nubia. South Africa. Ancient South Cushitic-speaking pastoralists hailing from East Africa migrated across southeastern Africa, and their presence is today marked by genetic evidence of their ancestry present in the modern-day ancestries of all sampled sand and coal. The migration of these peoples introduced pastoralism to eastern and southern Africa during Savannah Pastoral Neolithic. Culture. Cushitic people have a wide diversity of cultures that relate to them specifically, and as a group but as a whole, tends to vary between sedentary agrarianism and nomadic pastoralism. Cushites have been considerably influenced by Islam and to a somewhat lesser extent by Christianity, with their main languages being the Cushitic languages and Ethiopian Semitic languages. The first century travel catalogue periplus of the Eritrean Sea makes
Wait, what did she say? Oh, I have to watch it again. I missed that part. I think I had something, but it's okay. I'm gonna
mention of nomads in settled cities in Barbara, which referred to two ancient regions in littoral northeast Africa. The two areas were inhabited by the Eastern Barbaroi or Bariba, Berbers or Barbarians. These inhabitants were the ancestors of today's local
Barbarians. I've heard of that. Like, should I take or am I even following? This is so confusing. I have to watch it again.
Cushitic-speaking populations, such as Somalis and Bejas. Indeed, the deep history of the nomadic lifestyle is apparent in that humans likely first domesticated dromedaries in Somalia or introduced there shortly after domestication in South Arabia. Somalia has the largest camel population in the world and is home to the ancient Lasgil cave paintings depicting Somali nomads with their riches and livestock. Agriculture and animal husbandry. Coffee is a major export of Ethiopia and was first discovered and cultivated by Oromos in the region of Kaffa in Ethiopia, and were the first to recognize the energizing effect of the coffee plant. Coffee was then primarily consumed in the Islamic world, from where it later spread throughout the rest of the world. Coffee was even directly related to religious practices. For example, coffee helped its consumers fast in the day by helping them stay awake at night during the Muslim celebration of Ramadan. 82% of the world frankincense grows in Somalia, an industrial heritage of the ancient civilization of Punt, famed for its incense, centered in modern-day Eritrea.
You know about the coffee? Let me just take you guys back. Yeah, like even me, if I drink coffee, I will stay up. I will stay up the whole night. Like I cannot sleep. So I think it has caffeine. That's why.
Djibouti, Somalia, and Ethiopia, where frankincense was sold to the ancient Egyptians. Music. Cushitic music uses a distinct modal system that is pentatonic, with characteristically long intervals between some notes. Taste in music and lyrics is strongly linked in the Horn of Africa, Sudan, and parts of Egypt. Traditional singing presents diverse styles of polyphony or heterophony, drone, imitation, and counterpoint. Traditionally, lyricism is associated with the recitation of poetry. Conclusion. The Cushitic people are an interesting population, which constitute the majority of the population in the Horn of Africa, an area that is believed.
Okay, sorry, I'm ignoring what she's saying. You see the way that people are doing this? What do we call it? Like milking? Not milking. You know, like after you milk the cow and then you put in that thing and then they do like that. We call it raso, something like that. I think I forgot. And then that milk is
to be the location of dispersal of Cushitic speakers across most of East Africa. They primarily adhere to Islam and Christianity, with a small minority still practicing traditional beliefs and Judaism. The Somali language is the main and dominant Cushitic language recognized as an official language in Somalia, while the Oromo, Afar, and Somali languages along with two other non-Cushitic Afro-Asiatic languages of Amharic and Tigrinya, are recognized as co-official working languages of Ethiopia. In Djibouti, Afar and Somali are recognized as national languages, while the official languages of the state are Arabic and French, which are not Cushitic languages. The Kushites are culturally diverse, but unique in their portrayal of their culture, music, languages, with a common love for being nomads. There you have it, explorers. That was a look at the Cushitic people. Thanks for watching this video, and if you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget
That was actually interesting. But to be honest, the reason why I didn't say much about the video is because I was, like sometimes when you are, sorry, when you haven't watched something beforehand and you haven't prepared, and sometimes like it goes here and then goes the other way. So you have to pay much attention. That's why I didn't say much. So I have to rewatch it and maybe perhaps react to it later on. But the fact that I just watched it without, watch it beforehand, it's hard for me to pause and say something about it. But I feel like this documentary is detailed. It's better, it's not that shallow. Like you have mentioned, all the Cushitic people. Some of them are even new to me, so I have to go and do more readings. As I said before, like I want to learn about history, the culture, the people, especially about the Cushitic people. I'm going that pathway. So as I said on my TikTok, I was doing similarities, and I think because a lot of people have been requesting since then, so I feel like it's time I also do maybe once in a while, like similarity between different Cushitic languages. So I will take my time, do more research before rushing into video and posting. Cause once you post something out there, you never know who's watching and maybe they are learning something from it. So yeah, I will take my time to research and then post it for you guys. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching this video.